Hello and welcome. Look, we're constantly hearing that AI is going to change everything in business, but what does that actually mean for the decisions we make every single day? The reality, as you'll see, is so much more interesting than the headlines. We're not just talking about another piece of software here. We're talking about a fundamental shift in how we solve problems, a leap from the manual and digital systems of the past to truly intelligent systems built for our data-rich world.
All right, let's just get this one out of the way immediately. This is always the first question, isn't it? It's the big fear that hangs over almost every conversation about AI in the workplace. And you know what? It's an understandable question. But what if I told you that it's completely the wrong way to think about this? It frames a really profound evolution in technology as just a simple you or the machine zero-sum game.
And this quote right here, this gets to the absolute heart of it. This is not about humans versus machines. A better way to think about it is this. AI isn't coming in to replace the pilot of an airplane. Instead, it's upgrading the entire cockpit with an unbelievably powerful new navigation system. It's a fundamental change in the tools and the process of decision-making itself. The system is evolving from one that just follows fixed rules to one that can actually learn and adapt.
So, to really wrap our heads around this, we have to understand the core economic change that AI brings to the table. And it all boils down to one single concept: prediction. This is the key capability that makes AI different from all the automation that came before it. This slide really lays out the whole story. On the left, you've got the old world. Making a forecast was slow, it was expensive, it relied on small data sets and a whole lot of human gut feeling. But now, look at the right. This is our new reality. AI, with its massive computational power, can just churn through enormous data sets nonstop. It turns prediction from this handcrafted, expensive luxury item into a cheap, on-demand utility, kind of like flipping a switch for electricity.
And that right there is the key takeaway. Think about it. When any technology becomes incredibly cheap and accessible, what do? We use it everywhere. Suddenly, we're not just using prediction for the once-a-year huge strategic decisions. We can now embed it into thousands of tiny, daily operational choices, everything from managing inventory to routing customer service calls. And all those small improvements add up. That is the real revolution.
Okay, so if AI is going to be handling all of these predictions, what does that leave for us? Where do we fit in? Well, this brings us to a new and really important collaborative framework, the hybrid model. This is where human intelligence and machine intelligence actually start working together.
So this is the hybrid model, and you should really think of it as a partnership. On one side, the AI brings its incredible computational muscle to the table. It processes the data and provides the predictions. And for the most part, we're talking about narrow AI here, systems that are really good at one specific task. But on the other side, humans bring everything the machines don't have: our judgment, our values, our understanding of consequences, and our ability to think strategically. It is truly a collaboration, not a competition.
Now, this is a super important point to clarify because there's a lot of confusion out there about AI making decisions. In this hybrid model, that's not its job at all. So let's get really specific about what the AI is actually giving us. See, the AI's role is to provide the raw materials, the ingredients for a good decision. So for example, it might tell you there's a 75% probability a certain customer is going to leave, or it might rank your sales leads from most promising to least promising. It can spot these subtle statistical patterns in your data that no human ever could. But notice what all of these are? They're inputs. They are statistical estimates based on historical data. They are not final judgments that come from a place of real understanding.
Let's break this down even further. It's really important to draw a clear line so we know exactly where the machine's task ends and where our human responsibility begins. This is absolutely critical for things like accountability and just making this whole thing work.
This table just makes it crystal clear. The AI handles all the heavy lifting, the computation, the data processing, to give us forecasts and rankings. But the human manager, that's who applies judgment. They're the one asking the important questions. What are the ethical consequences of this action? What are the strategic trade-offs we need to think about? They take the AI's prediction and weigh it against the company's goals and values. The human always holds the final authority. If you only take one single thing away from our discussion today, please let it be this: AI is brilliant at giving us a forecast of what might happen based on the data it's seen. But the uniquely human task, the one that can't be automated, is to decide what we should do about it. That's where leadership and wisdom and strategy live. So once we really understand this new hybrid model, it becomes obvious that we have to stop asking those old, fear-based questions. It's time to start asking new, much more strategic questions that will actually unlock the real power of this technology.
So let's just agree to put this question to bed, once and for all. It's not productive, it completely misunderstands what the technology is, and honestly, it frames this whole amazing opportunity as a threat. It's time to move on.
Now, this is the question that unlocks real value. It reframes you, not as a potential victim of technology, but as the architect of a smarter decision-making process. It gets you to look at your own workflow, to find the bottlenecks, and to ask, where could a cheap, fast, accurate prediction make us better, make us faster, make us more effective? This isn't about being replaced, it's about being empowered. And how you answer this question, well, that's what will define the future of your work.